Good evening, folks. When I say that, I'm of course talking to the many people watching on YouTube on a Saturday afternoon because anyone that's watching on Twitch is not here yet, or at least it doesn't say they're here yet. So it's strange, right, Jaychele? This Twitch thing where it's just us. Like, there's no one here for a minute, you know?
It's our first retire the rankings on Twitch too. So yes, it is.
No, we did the fourth one.
Did we really?
Because we uploaded it on the Saturday. Remember?
Oh yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah. No, I think that's the case because we did. Actually,
I have a bad memory, so you're probably right.
Yeah, I'm not known for my memory. Anyway, I do know this. It's our first Retire the Rankings since the release of Wrestling with Whiteness, and it's been now, what we're looking at, 6 days?
Yes.
Right? 6. How has the first 6 days post Wrestling with Whiteness been?
Pretty good. I'm very happy with all the responses and view count and everything like that. Lots of amazing people highlighting it, getting great feedback from people I respect and all that stuff. Everybody else can go suck a dick. So yeah.
Good. Very good. Wholesome, but also spiteful. I like it, but I respect it, and I co-sign your message. Yes, the response was very, very strong from what I saw, so that's good. Folks, if you've never seen Retire the Rankings before, why are you starting with episode 5? I don't know, maybe I did a cool title for this video. If you've never seen Retire the Rankings before, here's what we do. First, we talk about the AEW rankings themselves. Then, Jaychele and I kind of try to combine wrestling takes and tastes for our combined top 5 wrestlers, top 5 matches of the week. There's double points on the line tonight. Double the points are on the line because we missed last week. Everything from the last 2 weeks, factual. Everything from the last 2 weeks is under review. Anything you did in the last 2 weeks counts towards this very, very evening. So we have a lot to get into. But
I would like to start by saying that the Celtics won last night, and they are going to win the whole.
I agree. I picked them to win it. I just don't know why you need to be spiteful about it. There's no way you actually like that team, right?
No, my boyfriend's going to be so proud of me, though, and it's going to give me points. So
that's fine. I respect that. But like deep down, you don't like that team, right?
I don't like basketball.
But I didn't ask that. Do you like that team?
I mean, it'd probably be my favorite team.
Look at their jersey.
I don't really care about that.
I think you exactly would care about that.
It's in my area. It's good enough for me. I could sit through that, or like maybe some what is it? The Atlanta Hawks. I like them too sometimes.
Yeah. That's good. All right, good. Some basketball talk here. I should probably ask how you are. How are you?
I'm good. I got a facial today. I graduate next Saturday. Yeah. It's a good day. I got Wendy's waiting for me after the show. Okay.
Damn. Very exciting time.
Sunburst, melon, lemonade, whatever. Did I show you this, Joe?
Yes. What? You did, yeah. You on the Wrestle Purist.
Oh, yes, I did.
Yes. I forgot. Yeah. You're doing a giveaway, right?
Yeah, I have another one. I'm doing a giveaway. If you tweet with the hashtag Wrestling with Whiteness, it's on my page. You can easily find it. Just search up the hashtag Wrestling with Whiteness on Twitter, and then it's all the instructions for the giveaway.
My God. Well, there you go, folks. I guess we should talk rankings now, right? I have the AEW rankings in front of me. It is a post-pay-per-view week. There are some interesting things here. Obviously, there is a new champion, which we'll get into later. Do you realize that Wardlow is the number 1 ranked wrestler now that he's officially AEW? I know, right?
I actually kind of live for that. I'm kind of excited now.
Does this mean he's getting the TNT title from Skull? Is that what we think this means?
Oh, I hope so. I hope that's what that means. If it's not him, I think it should be Ricky. Because I don't know if Scorpio's a face or a heel after this whole stuff cools down yet.
I think he's a heel.
But then they tried to do a double turn and he was a face, and I
think they teased the double turn and he just went back to being a heel.
Well, go fuck yourself. I don't know. Oh, no. Joe is dead.
I said I'm intrigued by him being number 1. We assume he's not going for the world title right away, right? It's fair to guess.
Yeah. But Wardlow already lost to Scorp too, though.
Right, but he got really screwed by MJF.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see how they'll double back on that. I also have a shirt on, by the way.
It would make some sense, I think, in some ways to have Wardlow be like, I want what I kind of was taken from me. But you could equally, I am intrigued by eventually him being the guy that beats Punk. I'm not saying it will happen. I don't even know if it should, but it is interesting because him and Punk had the match where he hit 18 power bombs on him. Remember that many months ago? Very, very interesting. Wardlow's in at one.
What was
Adam
it?
Cole.
They did like, what was it? Diesel and Bret Hart. Was that the match that they were doing? Dude,
Very
look at
good.
me go!
Very good.
Yes.
Preparing, of course, for next week's big sexy Kevin Nash grin along that we'll be doing on this very platform. Right, Jaychele? That's something we're doing.
Are you
right?
for real?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, did AJ Styles win the poll?
Terry Funk.
Oh, I tried.
I love that AJ Styles is like the young guy on that list. He was like, well, I guess that's the best I can do here. The 44-year-old AJ Styles. Yeah. I'm assuming you're not going to be watching your Terry Funk 1970s NWA title matches.
Once you guys get to like some people in my era, then we'll talk about it.
We'll give it a couple decades, right? Because you have to let people kind of exist for a while, you know. Like, imagine we did a Blake Christian grin grapple. What would be the
not
free
what
match?
I said. That's not what I said. Like, Attitude Era and up, I can deal with.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, I'm sure. But Terry Funk won. We'll be having an announcement soon on what the matches are and all that good stuff. But there's a lot coming up here at the late night grin. Anyway, Wardlow is 1. Adam Cole is 2.
Baby.
That's interesting, right? Now, Adam Cole, what do you do with him as a high-ranked wrestler? Because it would be kind of bold to have him lose another title match, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they're not going to do that with him. I don't even know. I hope he takes a little bit of time off. I know that doesn't sound good, but like him and Britt should probably take a little bit off and just come back after. Put him on ice for a little while. I think everybody would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciated it.
I don't know. I feel mean when I talk about Adam Cole, but he's in a really interesting spot where he's like pushed really strong, but they don't want to put the world title on him because other guys are kind of ahead of him in the line. And it's very, very interesting. I don't know. Him being at 2 will be something for them to figure. He's going to be in a new feud, I'm assuming soon. Hangman is in at 3. Moxley 4. Jay Lethal 5. Hangman, what do you think's next for Hangman?
Did you say Jay Lethal's name?
I did. I'm sorry. What do you think's next for Hangman?
He has Juice Robinson. No, the other one. He has David Finlay.
Yeah, I wish it was Juice Robinson.
I know them as the same person in my mind. They're just together.
You need to see him wrestle more. You'll change your mind on that pretty quick, I think. It'll be interesting.
Honestly, I want them to do the Malachi Black stuff. I think I said it before. I think that should be where they go because they kind of already did the Dark Order stuff. But besides that, have they done a Miro feud with him yet?
No.
Then I would do Miro. But
you know that Jack Crosby, the piece of shit, he calls Malachi Black Spooky Tom. How do you feel about that?
What's Malachi Black's real name?
I don't know what his real name is, but he used to be Tommy N. So Jack's kind of, he's shooting with it, brother. Real name. He's shooting with it, brother. He's real funny, that guy, If you ever Jack Crosby, good guy. Anyway,
his name is Tom. Tom Budgeon.
Tom Legend?
Budgeon.
Oh, I was going to say that.
But it has he's Dutch, so it has like the U with the 2 dots.
He seems pretty cool, right? Did you see their thing last night? Their meet and greet last night?
No, I did not. What happened? Why are you laughing like that, Joe?
Because they did like an exclusive thing.
Oh no!
And there was like the first sermon, and like it was just a meet and greet, but it was absolutely branded like you were joining a cult, and it was like you get like added to the House of Black.
I don't think they should do that. Joe, I have a question for you.
Yes.
When I get to ask Samoa Joe a question at the ROH media scrum, what do you want me to ask him?
That's a really good question. Better than the question I'll eventually ask. I would say what you should really do is ask him about the time where he did the balcony dive and everyone for the next 10 years assumed that he actually broke his back because he gets really mad when people assume that. So I think you should ask him that and see if you can get him mad.
I think Joe wants me to get kicked out of all media scrums in my life.
You should be like, when Adam Cole hit his finish on you, was you expecting to feel something in that moment, or did you know it would just look like shit on TV? And then see how he feels with that. Or you could be like, when Adam Cole hit his finish on the pay-per-view, Did you consider just going did you get mad when Cole didn't go for a pin immediately and instead just laid on his back for 4 seconds to let you look even more like a loser? Because that would have made me mad. That's how I'd ask it. But I'm not an expert in interviews, you know that, Jaychele. Anyway, in the women's rankings here, we have Thunder Rosa and Jade as our champs, of course. Nyla is 1. Britt Baker, DMD. She's back,
She's in the
number
same
2.
spot as her boyfriend.
What do we do about this situation? Do we just panic? Do we run?
I'm panicking because Nyla Rose is number 1 again.
That's crazy.
But
Yeah, that's very alarming.
No.
Very alarming. Yeah, I don't know. I want to quickly shout out Peter Quinn for following, and also LK3185. Good pal on Twitter. He subscribed. My God, he subscribed. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Don't they do that thing with the Prime gimmick and they subscribe like that?
Some do, but he did not. He just subscribed with shoot money.
Oh, thank you.
Shoot money, I just said. Have you seen Bob?
We should make that an emote.
Hang on. Have you seen Bob's heart hands?
No.
Oh my goodness. Hang on. You haven't seen this. She wasn't on the grid. Hang on. Okay. This is very special. Last week on the grid, when Bobby was leaving, we said, hey man, throw up like a heart with your hands. And he did something unlike anything my eyes have ever seen before. I'm going to DM this to you now.
I also got a new phone. Look at my phone case, guys. Look at how cool. It's a little heart.
That is quite cool. Now, if you guys want to see this, just go to my Twitter. I'm not adding it to StreamYard because I'm lazy. It's a very recent tweet. It was actually about the Boston Celtics. Ironically, I used it in. Here is an image of Bobby's hands trying to do a heart. It's very, very funny.
Oh my God. He did a potato.
Yeah. And I said, you're supposed to go in at the top. And he goes, but when I do that, and the other end went in. He did an 8.
Can we? I think we should figure out eventually how many wives Sammy Guevara is gonna have by the end.
So anyway, so as I was saying, here in the women's rankings, we have Britt, we have Serena, we have Tony, we have Chris. Who would you like to see next for Thunder Rosa?
Ty Conti.
That's a good answer. The tag team picture.
Joe, who would you like to see?
I would like to see. There's
no
heels. I don't know. I just do Serena Deeb again, honestly. I swear that match was really good. I don't know what else you'd do. Like seriously,
it was very good, but I don't think they're gonna do it again.
Ty is unironically Ty is a good idea.
Stop. Did you see Thunder Rosa? The report about Thunder Rosa?
I haven't seen any new one. What was the new one?
It was basically just saying that like sources are saying that she feels like the title's being featured less than the other 2 women's titles. Which is fair.
You mean that there was probably a actual story behind What Culture's random scoop rather than just being them making it up? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it was from Fightful Select. Maybe I'm saying it wrong, but I saw it on Russell Purist.
Listen, I said this earlier on the old Purist News channel. News post, whatever. News, what do we do? News update?
What do we do?
When you're a site like that and you get a random scoop, there is absolutely some truth to it. Now, I think they may have tried to combine it with her being off Dynamite and kind of dunked on themselves. But yeah, here's a good question from Tope. He says, Jaychele, what's your dunking order? I will judge you, he threatens.
I'm simple. I like a full half dozen of glazed donuts. Sometimes I will rotate out 2 of them for a chocolate glazed donut and a glazed stick. It depends on if I'm feeling a little edgy or not. I also like their hash browns. I put ketchup on them, but they have to be soft. If they're brown or black, I will send them back. That sounds extremely racist, but I'm black, so Indeed. I can say it.
Yes, you said it. I didn't.
And then I also like to get their blueberry muffin, but I don't like the butter on it. I like it with no butter.
I just see that piece of shit Wrestle Purist has tweeted out star ratings for Double or Nothing. Now my mentions are filled with animals talking about ratings.
Jake
Hager. Full 5. We'll get to that. Anyway, the
we are not going to get to Jake Hager.
The Hardys are 3rd in the tag team rankings. You excited?
Next.
Currently in our league table, number 1 is Ray Phoenix with 14 points. Cody Takeshita And I'm sorry, I'm missing someone here. Cody and Takeshita are on 10 points.
I don't drink coffee, Tope. Sorry.
Tony Storm is on 9. That's our
Okay.
standings at the moment. Should we get into this week, the latest rankings, Jaychele? We have a lot to talk about, don't we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's start with matches. Warning to all, this is going to be very AEW centric because, quite frankly, they did a whole pay-per-view that went on for, I believe it just concluded a moment ago, and there's many matches, and even if you thought the show wasn't that great, which I know you didn't love the show, there was still just a lot of wrestling on it. So by kind of default, it will dominate this thing. Also, Dynamite, there was a lot of wrestling on there. So, Jaychele, I'll start with you. What match do you first say? We need it on there. When you're throwing down. Here we go.
You ready?
I'm very scared.
Ray Phoenix is about to get some more points. House of Black versus Death Triangle for sure for me.
It's on mine. I think you're going to have it higher than I would, but we'll discuss that later. This was a real hit. It wasn't a surprise it was this good, though, right? This was whatever you thought of the build. I will ask, though, Jaychele, how much does young Julia's part in this boost it up in your personal star rating spreadsheet?
Not as much as I would have thought it would. I thought the match by itself was good enough that, like, even without Julia. I mean, I'm very happy we got Julia, but, like, I was happy with the match regardless.
It was a lot of fun. Have you now realized that Shoot and I are not joking when we talk about Buddy Matthews being the best wrestler ever?
I never thought you guys were joking.
That's very nice.
I respected him as a wrestler. I think he's a very good wrestler.
Oracle still thinks we're joking.
Oh, well, I'd like to see him do some single stuff in AEW. I'm surprised we haven't gotten like the pack match. Even on Dark. Dark would be nice.
He could obliterate some little guys on Dark. Could you imagine? Some little dipshit on Dark just getting the absolute hell.
No, they should do him versus Angelico on Dark.
That would be cool. We could do both, right? Do it in the same tapings at Universal.
Fair,
or get him a big guy, too. You know, a big guy? A big dipshit, and he can throw him around.
A Bear Country guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to call him a dipshit. It was more of an imaginary person.
I wasn't calling them dipshits. You were calling them dipshits.
Oh, hang on a second. I was calling another person a dipshit. You were referencing Bear Country. I think Bob would be a great opponent for Buddy. I think Bob would run the razor. I think it would be quite the visual. Yes. Yes, I did just say Bob would cut himself in a squash match with Buddy Matthews. What are we going to do about it? Do you think this is the end of this feud with Death Triangle and House of Black, or are we going to get more?
I think we're done. At least it feels like it for now.
It's been a lot, right? I mean, they haven't actually done many matches. That's the weird thing. Like you just said, Buddy and Pat. They could still just like do a bunch more matches, but story-wise, it kind of feels like we've probably...
I want to know when this thing even fucking started.
So, they attacked... Because when they were the tag champs, they started doing stuff with them.
Mm-hmm.
And that was January. He did the Miss with Julia Hart in December. So it's been like, I reckon it's been 6 months since.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think the idea was it would be blown off at Revolution with Phoenix, but obviously he wasn't there, so they did the Red Beard match, which was fun actually. But yeah, it's been interesting. I'll be honest, if they announced tonight they're doing another match next week, I wouldn't be sad because this match was so fun. But it does feel like it'd be neat to move on.
I like Red Beard.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe I shouldn't say that, but like, for now, I like him.
No, I think you can. He seems like a good fella. Do you think there's a chance House of Black goes for Punk and FTR? Really interesting that he's got like a trio now, like a go-to trio.
Please, Lord, no.
Why? Why are you being spiteful?
I don't want him to do stuff with the world title yet to just lose.
Oh, I thought you were being spiteful.
No. I mean, I think the match would be good and stuff. I just don't want him to go for a title yet.
What if they do Buddy Matthews versus CM Punk on AEW Dynamite Fighter Fest?
Sure. And Joe is frozen again.
I'll never know your reaction to what I said.
I said sure.
That's good.
And he's frozen again. There he is.
I didn't freeze again, did I?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm getting the shit kicked out. It's terrible. Earlier, I did a news video with Monty, and I broke up like 3 times in 6 minutes. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's the Jubilee. I'm telling you, it's the Jubilee over here. People lost their minds.
What does that mean?
That's the Queen's, like, big, don't worry. Everyone eats sandwiches and like in the streets and stuff. It's weird.
You're lying.
Not in some streets they do, yeah.
Wait.
For the Queen, they're celebrating the Queen.
Why would you celebrate that old hag?
So anyway,
Wait, are you guys forced to?
no, it's a big debate here. Some people care about the rules, and many don't. But some people really care. I mean,
Time off school and stuff, or you guys would be
it's
already out of
it's a
school?
whole holiday. Yeah, people are off this week because of it's a 70th
This week?
Yeah. 4 days. Yesterday and today, 4 days. It's a 4-day weekend, I should say. Let me be clear.
Jesus Christ.
And some streets, they put tables in the middle of the street and they eat sandwiches.
It's
pretty
no,
exciting.
man.
Jack Crosby, he's watching 24/7 coverage of it on Sky News. I know, that's why I said. Anyway.
Do you know who the Sidemen are?
They're British, right?
Yeah.
I know the main one that boxes. I forget his 3 letters. KSI. Yeah.
I like them. They're the only other British people I know.
Yeah. I've never met them.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah, I don't think you have.
This match was really good. Anything else on House of Black versus Death Triangle?
I don't think so. All I know is we're gonna be here for a while.
It's fine. Are you going to be spiteful about Anarchy in the Arena, or are you going to accept greatness?
Go for it.
Have you rewatched it?
Yes.
Okay. Do you now understand why Oracle and I sound like we were emotional on the review show? Because I know you would focus on other important things, which is fair, but on rewatch, did you get it a little bit?
Yeah, I got it. I mean, it wasn't exactly what I would like in a match, but I understand why people like it. And not say that I don't like it, but
yeah,
it wasn't everything it was to you guys that it would be to me.
You didn't drop to your knees and look up to the sky like this.
No,
they didn't happen at any point. You didn't stand up and pump your fist and say professional wrestling is back.
I think that you just bended your knee to the Anarchy in the Arena match.
More likely than the Queen, I know that.
Every time I say Anarchy the first time, I just get it wrong. Yeah, so I've just decided that I'm just going to call it the AA.
You should call it what they called it on Dynamite last week, which was the Arena in the Anarchy. It was amazing. It's one of the more wild brawls I've seen in recent memory. It was like a territory brawl. It was spectacular. You had the visual of Eddie with all the blood came out, walking like a zombie. It was great. Danielson. Have you heard about Bryan Danielson, fella?
Yes.
I'm telling you, he's a pretty good wrestler.
I know who his wife is.
Factual. Do you think Bryan Danielson's good? Because I really am confident on it. I'm thinking about. Did you see my tweet earlier? I just tweeted the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
That sounds like a tweet from you.
Yeah. Bob's got a new phrase where he says he talks about wrestlers and he says they're very good in the non-Bryan Danielson division. I think that's what we should start doing as a way to discuss wrestlers. Do that. Well, he's kind of he's separate, right? It's good. But he's his own. He's his own league.
Okay.
His own tier. Have you heard about him, Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon?
Yeah.
And now there's more complaints of buffering here, Jaychele, and this is getting personal now. It is now being alleged that I have started the stream and therefore it's my fault, which is filth.
You did start the stream.
I did, but still feels unnecessary to single me out. There's 2 of us here, But
no, go for Joe. Don't go for me.
Anarchy in the Arena is on my list. Are you okay with it being on our list?
That's fine.
We'll discuss the order later and you're going to get spiteful, but for now, let's lock it in. Okay. Jaychele, back to you. What match is up next?
Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb.
Hell of a match. Liked it very, very much. We're just talking about what's next for Rosa. Was you actually surprised how good this was?
Yep. I was surprised how much I liked it, to be honest. I rewatched this match as well.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you remember the first time we did it. I liked it, but I was also kind of fading out of consciousness during it too. But I liked it a lot more the second time. How am I going to turn heel? I'm so confused.
Well, I think you're going to be very spiteful.
Oh.
And that's the concern among the masses is that you're going to lash out when it comes to ranking these matches, which is very concerning.
Well, if Dave gave it 5 stars, then it should go to the bottom of our list.
Full 5. Jake Hager, full 5. Do you think did you see what one of the 2.0 guys said? Do I get a plaque? That would be pretty cool if there was a plaque that came with all the 5 stars. Could you imagine Jake Hager getting sent like an honor? It cost a lot of money, you know. Dave gives out like 4 of those a month now. It's very different. Once upon a time, it was like a once in a decade thing. I don't know, guys. Are you still having the buffering problem? Should be very different on Twitter. Like, it shouldn't really be a thing. If it's happening, tell me because I'll try and figure it out. But anyway, I'm with you. Love the match. We will see where it finds itself on the list in the end. Serena Deeb is, for all of her frailties as a character on the TV show,
And as a person.
She is a great wrestler, right? Seriously. Great wrestler. Great wrestler.
Why are you ignoring me, Joe?
No, this is, great wrestler. Great wrestler. Thunder Rosa, also great. Their NWA title match, I remember people liking quite a bit, and I thought this was very, very strong. I'd like to see him run it back. Big thumbs up. 2.0, I think it was Matt tweeted, "Do I get a plaque for this?" And it popped me huge, the idea of Dave like designing something to send these wrestlers. Okay, Deeb and Rosa is on for now.
Don't they get plaques if they win like Wrestler of the Year or something?
From PWI, I think. Yeah, you know when they get like the magazine covers.
Yep, it's that one. Yep.
Yeah,
I remember Britt had her fucking ceremony shit, which was
she had like
honorary fucking titles because Britt Baker's the worst wrestler in the fucking world.
Well, you were a little bit mild earlier when I asked, so I accept that as being your last shot. Got him, Britt. Up next, Britt Baker and Ruby Snow. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Okay, there's a few options here. I'm going to move away from the pay-per-view just for a moment, even though I think there's more matches on the pay-per-view that should be listed. I'm going to go with Wednesday night main event, Jon Moxley, Daniel Garcia. I'm not going to discuss at great length your fandom of Daniel Garcia because I respect the business. I said I'm not. But I will say, and this is getting a little bit ahead of myself because we're going to talk about wrestler of the last 2 weeks or whatever. This was a huge, huge week. And, particularly the actual last week itself for Garcia was spectacularly big. I mean, it was as big a week as he's probably had in his whole career. I know Bowler's great, and I know he made his debut in United. So this was special. He was in the Wild Brawl, and then he had the Dynamite main event, and he was incredible on Wednesday night. Jaychele, what did you think?
He got that dog in him. That's all I got to say, really. We saw it. He was a violent, brutal man, like I said he would be.
Yeah.
So Garcia.
So, you know what's interesting about this Garcia situation? I can't put my finger on it. Maybe you can help. There's something off about that lad, right? The wrestling character, I mean. You know when he gets
like
heat?
He's crazy?
You know when he looks at it like he licked the blood on Wednesday and they were chanting, "You sick fuck," and it's like, they haven't really discussed it or explained it, but his character appears to be a technical wizard who is also like insane. Am I misreading this, Jaychele?
I mean, that checks out.
Yeah, feels like it, right? He definitely feels like he's supposed to be nuts to me. I think that's the
I mean,
idea.
if you'd have turned heel, I feel like he'd be that way too.
There's something lovable about him, though, you know? Like, people call him Utes. You know? You wouldn't call Garcia Utes. It wouldn't make any sense.
Well, you call him Danny.
That's different to Utes. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, Joe.
Well, I'm just saying.
Did you see the rating that AEW Dynamite got on Cage Match?
Okay, hang on. What was the facial expressions you paired with that point? What was that? Was that an impression of me?
No.
Okay.
It was me faking excitement.
What rating did it get?
9.44.
The episode did? Damn, that is high.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty picky over there too, you know. I bet they didn't even like any of the matches that much.
Oh, let's go look.
They just probably popped for the shows. I mean, that's fair. I'm not saying they're wrong. The show's really good.
Main event got 8.33, and that was the highest match on the show. That's
correct, right? That match was great. Okay.
Yeah.
What did Miro and Johnny Elite get?
Oh, let me go back to it. 5.1.
Really lighting it up, his old Johnny, and his run here. in All Elite Wrestling. Yeah, good stuff. I'm always surprised by their ratings. There's some like there'll be matches that just fall off a cliff on their side. Like they'll have like a 4. Like, I thought it was fine. And yeah, it's interesting. All right.
Oh my god. I just went to go look at the matches from the week before.
Yes.
And Britt versus Tony got a
There you go.
2.97.
My God. I froze for so long then that I was in shock from the rating. Oh shit. Sean Ross Saps retweeted me.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, this is terrible news. Everyone is
happening?
liking the tweet. I'll have to delete it in mere minutes. This is terrible.
What's happening?
Sean Ross Sapp retweeted me.
Oh.
Now normal people are seeing my tweets.
Oh my god.
Terrible. All right. Any other thoughts on Garcia and Moxley?
No.
What I tweeted was, and I quote, "In my opinion, the absolute best thing about not following or even respecting the dirt sheets is when necessary, also immediately believing their loosest speculation." Very good tweet. This was in response to the fact that Dave put in the Observer that there's some discussion that Cesaro may go back to WWE, and about 15 to 20 WWE Stan accounts immediately just talked about him like he was on SmackDown tonight. And they're the same accounts that like actively bury Dave every day. And I'm amazed by that stuff. Both sides do it too, right? Like both sides do that thing of like, don't believe these guys when it's bad news, and when it's good, they're pumping their fist and they're fired up. They're weirdos. I don't know. Anything else on Garcia versus Moxley?
No.
That seemed ominous. That seemed, dare I say, spiteful.
I have my next match.
What about when Garcia headbutted him? He started bleeding. John Moxley did. Do you see that? He headbutted him and the blood came out. Okay, what's your next match?
The triple threat on Dynamite, which was Swerve, Starks, and Jungle Boy.
Okay. Now, I have to ask, because I've been thinking about this a lot. Which triple threat was better? This or Sunday?
I think that. Or do you think Sunday?
I'm really torn on it. I think
no, Wednesday we should let cage match decide.
That's not a bad idea. Wednesday was a lot like, obviously it was shorter, but it was a lot cleaner, I thought, honestly. There was some messy moments on Sunday, is it fair to say? Okay, there was some messy moments. That sounded like a horror movie. There was a door creak. It was very scary.
My mom's in the room now.
That was very scary. There's a door creak.
Yeah, my door creaks, yes. The non-title match got a 7.57, and the title match got a 8.03. So it looks like the title match.
What if we just say fuck cage match? Should we do that? Oh, so that keeps Luchasaurus further away from the board.
Yeah, Ricky Starks makes Ricky Starks go on the board, so we'll go with the other one.
Factual. All right. Okay, I'm typing in Dynamite triple threat. What do you think's next for Team Taz, Jaychele? Gonna be interesting.
Hopefully it's TNT title.
I feel like we've been saying that for a long time.
That's just my hope.
I know, but it feels like we've been booking it for a long time. You know, it's difficult. Like, I'm trying to figure out.
If Ricky Starks goes to WWE, I don't want people asking why. All I'm going to say.
I think what would be good for Ricky is like a real big time singles feud, you know? Like, I really want him to be like one of Punk's first challenges.
He's going to go for Punk. I know, yeah. And then he's going to lose, and I'm going to be upset. And whatever.
That's a big spot for him, though. Seriously.
But it'd be better if he had a title.
Would it, though?
Yes, if he had the TNT title, if he was the savior of Scorpio,
the savior,
people would worship that man.
I think it's better if he feuds with CM Punk.
My mom fixed the door, and she's telling me to listen.
Very good. It was very scary. It triggered me slightly as a horror movie fan. It was very discomforting. I think feuding with CM Punk is honestly a very, very big deal for him. But, you know, I know you're very spiteful when it comes to our friend Phil, so I'll just leave it there. What did you think of Swerve's promo on Wednesday where he talked about being on his mogul shit?
I didn't understand a word he said, but I just went, Cool.
That guy. I didn't. Look, I know nothing. To be very clear, I know nothing about nothing. But you know the guy who had the jacket, and like my initial reaction, because I'm an idiot, was like, "What? Like who? There's no way this guy is like important. Like he looks so absurd." And then Swerve posted on Instagram him being with like Jay-Z and LeBron, and it popped me. He's a real guy. He's like 4 million followers.
I'm going on.
Yeah, look, it genuinely popped me up because my initial reaction. I think you
Happy
get.
birthday to Jade Cargill and Red Velvet.
Huh?
Sorry.
What happened?
So happy birthday to Jade Cargill and Red Velvet.
They share birthdays? Oh my God. That's interesting. I mean, kind of.
Can you guess what Red Velvet's real name is?
Blue.
Stephanie.
Wow, really? I would never have guessed that, in fairness. Lots of real name talk tonight. Are you influenced by MJF's work shoot business?
We'll get there.
Oh no, we're gonna get there. Okay. Very sorry to hear that. It was fine. It was fine. Okay, are you still researching Swerve's Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that a lot. Anyway, as I was saying, he's a mogul now.
Bust of Rhymes. What the fuck is this? J Balvin?
It's really live research. Yes, there he is. Yes, but if you look at Swerve's post, he posted him with like Jay-Z. I think it was. Almost certain it was Jay-Z. I want to say. Yes, I saw that. Yes, these are different things now. I've seen these things. I do follow him on Instagram. I just sort of there was one particular post I was trying to isolate. I do think it was interesting that he called him and there you go, he's with LeBron. Yeah, there you go. I told you I was accurate. But how did you feel? How did you feel about him comparing his team with Keith to like Magic and Kareem and Kobe and Shaq? Did you pump your fist?
Like I understand any of that.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, I thought. Anyway, the triple threat was really good. My next match. Okay, so we could take the tag title out of this. I really want to find. There's one of two matches. So we actually have 5 right now, but there's a couple I want to throw out there. There's beeping happening. Is this
the microwave?
That's fine. All right.
Sorry, I live in a functioning household, Joe. Doors open, they creak.
I was on the burner and the front door went, and I had to turn the thing and sprint. It was very super. Anyway, let me 2 matches here: Bryan Danielson, Matt Sydal, or Darby and Kyle were the last ones that I think are kind of.
I like Darby Kyle. I honestly didn't see Matt and Bryan. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was watching. No, I was at the cinema.
You were. There you go. Very good. Good answer. Is Darby versus Kyle better than the trios? The Dynamite Triple Threat, Anarchy in the Arena, Serena Rosa, or Garcia Moxley? I don't know if it is. It's very, very good. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that front.
Let's play rock, paper, scissors.
Which side's which?
Well, I'll be Carby. Carby. That's gonna be the name. Carby. I'll be Team Carby.
Which match do you think would be 5th right now? This is really hard. I don't know if it should be in the top 5. I know you're a big fan of it, but I just don't know. I think there's gonna be love for Kyle elsewhere.
The only one I can put up against it is the Swerve Ricky, like the triple threat, and I'm not
doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No rock, paper, scissors making that happen. All right, so our 5 matches are House of Black Death Triangle, Anarchy in the Arena, Serena Deeb Thunder Rosa, Daniel Garcia, John Moxley, and the Dynamite Triple Threat. Which of those do you think should be number 1? It's very difficult.
Rosa and Deeb
at 1. If I make the willing gesture of allowing that to happen, can I have Anarchy in the Arena at 2?
Of course, yes.
Are you aware that will give Jake Hager 8 points?
We'll work it out later. We'll just bury the guy.
Will we? Okay. All right.
When it comes to blood and guts, we'll just have to act like he's not in the match.
Sorry to hear that. All right, Anarchy in the Arena is up next. And then we've got Garcia Moxley, House of Black Death Triangle, and the Dynamite Triple Threat. Would you like the trios match next? House of Black versus Death Triangle.
No. Moxley Garcia.
Agreed. I was trying to throw a bone, but you're on my side. This is very good. Then the trios, and then the triple threat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, our final five: Serena and Rosa, Anarchy in the Arena, John Moxley, Daniel Garcia, House of Black versus Death Triangle, Ricky Starks, Swerve Strickland, and Jungle Boy. Last week's Dynamite, okay? Which was now 10 days ago. How long ago was that? 9 days ago? God, doesn't that feel like a lifetime ago? I believe it's Friday. You know what that means? Do they have a catchphrase for Friday? Baby. Do they ever? Does WWE ever? You know they have must be Monday. They don't say must be Friday. Right? That doesn't make sense, right? No alliteration. Yeah, I don't know. M Trip followed and said, "What do you do on this channel?" I've been asking myself that for months, man. I don't know. We can't talk about wrestling. I understand that's kind of vague because the title of this is just retire the rankings, which makes it nigh impossible to know what we're talking about. But
sometimes they make me talk about sports.
Sometimes make you talk about. We generally talk about professional wrestling.
No, remember when you guys just do sports talk and I just sit there and I just fight out? Like you guys want to see my dog?
Yes, always yes. We also talk about this sometimes too. I like the middle. Always look so upset about being on camera. Oh my god! Well, that rules. That was a more performative showing today. I like this. Oh, this is progress in my view. Fuck it. This is the slogan for Fuck It's Friday.
Ow! Okay. Ow, girl.
This is spiteful. Butt thing,
Sasha. Let's get it. Ready?
Sasha's being spiteful, I fear. I think.
Do the pause. Sasha, be nice.
She doesn't want to be. I think she's made it clear she doesn't want to be nice today. So if you're going to put me on camera, I'm going to make you pay for it, okay?
Sasha, say hi. Say hi. There it is.
Is it me?
Oh, God.
We only talk, bro. We're bad. No chance of us gaming, right, Jaychele? Unless you're going to get deep in on TEW.
No, we're not doing that.
Shu and I may do a TEW at some point, you know. Would you like to book 1987 USWA?
Why are you looking at me like that, Joe?
Well, I just thought it was a wholesome question. I was waiting for a wholesome answer, you know.
Fuck no.
Okay, fair. Wrestler of the last fortnight,
MJF.
last 2 weeks. Oh my god! Right, let's talk about it. It might have been UWF. I forget. Who cares? MJF, Jaychele, are you being sincere or are you merely doing a bit?
Oh, I'm for real. After that promo, number 1 for me.
Are you fired up?
I'm very fired up. I'll let you have CM Punk number 2 if you give me MJF number 1.
I don't necessarily want CM Punk number 2. I'll be honest. I have no problem with MJF being the story. He's been in the news every day. I would know because I have been hosting Wrestle Purist news updates, and he is the lead story every single day. So I have no issue with it. I would just genuinely like your thoughts on the promo itself because it has been slightly polarizing. I say that most people loved it, honestly, but there's been some. Shit. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. That's fine. No, normally I'm not. I haven't always been a big fan of MJF's promos, and I think that's kind of documented if you've heard my takes because I'm kind of hot and cold on MJF depending on the feud or the storyline he's in. But I think this is really working for him. I think he just kind of fucking pipe bomb, and that's what it was. And I think that it was a really big career-defining moment for him, and it was kind of treated as such, to be honest. Like they just cut it off. They took him off the website, everything. Like they're handling it for real. So I'm excited to see what's gonna come because I like this work shoot shit. I'm one of the people that love it. I understand when people don't like it or whatever, but works for me.
How much do you think? This is a genuine question because someone tweeted this and I think it's interesting. How much of your interest in a work shoot compared to mine do you think is in the fact that like this is newer to you than it may be to me, or like especially someone like Oracle? Like, so what I mean by that is Oracle, his take on one piece of it was like it felt like Shane Douglas in the 90s, which to you means absolutely nothing, right? So I think
I agree, Dukes. Dukes is saying exactly what you're saying, Joe.
Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. So I think I get the read that it's kind of exciting and feels like uncharted territory for you because, quite frankly, WWE for the last decade and change has been so sanitized. You never see someone cut promos like this, right? Um, I guess my concern, I actually like the promo, so I have no problem in being up there. We'll talk about who should be number one, but I think he should be in conversation for certain. I just wonder what the end game is, you know? What do you actually, like, from this point, where do you go? I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think it's such a challenging thing from a booking perspective. I just don't know.
Well, it depends how long you can play something like this out, because I think the ultimate end goal is you give MJF the title like at the end of 2023, and then let him have the title as his contract runs out, and don't reveal if he signed or not or yet, but he signed or not yet. But it's very early to do that. So
Is he a babyface now? And if not, how do you figure out presenting him?
well, to people who don't suck the owners, probably he's a heel. But to me, I think he's a face. I don't know. It gave off the vibe of just being very COVID era 2022. People don't pay me enough money to go to work vibes.
Yeah.
But like that's just me relating it to real life. Obviously, I all of my stuff is written in like real life. So like I do diversity equity and inclusion work. So of course I'm gonna think about being inclusive and stuff like that, especially when it comes to like jobs in real life. Obviously I always like to relate wrestling back to real life because that's what actually gets me interested in storylines. But from my point of view, yes. But for most people, probably not yet.
It's hard though, right? Because like until he started trashing the crowd, they was like cheering him, and then they started cheering him again at the end, and it's like I'm intrigued by how you tell this story. If he is still a heel, then you need the promotion to kind of you basically need the promotion to disprove what MJF said, right? That's what you need to do. Like if he's going to be a heel, then what he has to be said, he has to be proven false. Maybe you have a Tony Khan make a statement about I'm trying to negotiate with him as part of the work. Maybe you do that. Maybe you're telling a story where MJF won't negotiate because he wants to hold the promotion hostage, and it becomes a story of all these baby faces trying to protect AEW from MJF. On the other hand, maybe MJF doesn't show up for a while, CM Punk turns heel, and MJF suddenly is the one that has to save the promotion. It's just really interesting, and I don't know the right answer.
Honestly, if Darby wasn't a pillar, I'd say turn all the pillars heel and just have them all just be like, Tony's fucking screwing us. We're the pillars. We built this shit. And now people are coming in and taking our spots. Because I think it'd work for Sammy pretty well.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
I just wonder if it would cheer it, you know?
Well, I don't know. You can make them heels if you wanted to. I mean, I think if you want MJF to stay a heel, you can put him with a group that will also have that shared sentiment. And then they'll all kind of together come off as like the heels. I mean, I think you could also do with some other people if you wanted to, but like I don't know who you would stick in there.
It's so hard because if you make it like an ex-WWE thing, that is so many people on the roster. Do you know what I mean? Like that's even like guys you want to be AEW guys, like a Swerve is an ex-WWE guy. Like it's really challenging. I don't know. His position just to be seen as a cynical play. That's all we have to do to make him the heel. I don't know.
I'm not even going to act like I know what that means because that's a big word that you just used.
A cynical ploy, is what I read. But I think the idea is that he's full of it basically, and he only cares about him.
Oh, okay.
But ultimately, the crowd seemed to agree with the sentiment that he deserved his reward for being, as valuable as he's been. And I don't know. You have to be really careful with turning the promotion heel. WWE did that with many years ago, and I think they still suffer from it. I think you have to be careful. And what I mean by that, because I know this is kind of old head shit, but the Steve Austin, Vince McMahon stuff. When they did that, the promotion became the heel, and so now the way they get babyfaces over is by having Vince McMahon go against them. They even did it with Kofi a couple of years. Remember that when Vince pushed back? You don't want that to be. Yeah, exactly, because that's what they're the promotion is the heel. And that's how you end up with weird things like the crowd not enjoying the shows they've paid money to go see. It's weird. I think that's in play here. I'm not saying it will happen. I don't know what's going to happen with week one, but man, I think it's dangerous. You got to be careful, and they've got my interest. MJF should be on the list certainly. I look forward to covering it. Do you expect to see him for a while, or do you think he's going to they're going to let this sit for a little bit, and then they'll do something again in a couple of months? What do you think's going to happen with MJF?
I think if we see him again next week, they should make him wrestle.
Yeah.
Like I think they like. Well, it's definitely gonna turn the promotion heel. It'll turn into a baby face, but like make him wrestle because like
Mm-hmm.
he's always been like the wrestler who doesn't wrestle very much, and
Yeah.
he does his quarterly requirement and all that stuff. But like, just make him do all the stuff he doesn't want to do. If you're gonna make the promotion heel, then I would go for it all the way. Just do the fucking Wardlow shit with him.
Because that's the thing. If you're gonna do it that way, that's the only way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm intrigued.
I mean,
this is interesting.
if you wanted to try and make AEW the face, you could kind of reason it out in being like they're just doing to MJF what MJF did to Wardlow.
You absolutely could, and you could talk about him not ever wrestling, and you can do this, which I just alluded to this. I think this is absolutely something you could do. You could do a thing where Tony puts out a statement and just says, "We're trying to give him, but he don't want to play ball."
Yeah.
And that's when you can kind of go back to the thing where he's holding the place hostage. I love this. I think something like MJF getting a bunch of AEW originals on his side just for them to sell him, just for him to sell them out for a title shot right before his contract ends would rule. Could you imagine that?
I agree.
He's a babyface only for his own, and then he immediately shifts back. I don't know. It's very interesting. I'm not going to react either way strongly in terms of I just think this is the biggest test of their creative ever. This is a hard thing to book. This isn't as simple as this is not as simple as pencil in that title match for All Out and do a slow burn. Like this is hard. This is going to be very complex. So we'll see what they do. MJF I think will probably be in the list. I would like to go back to Daniel Garcia for my next pick, my first pick I should say. I was amazed at how comfortable he was in that bloodbath on Sunday. I mean, seriously, there's some veterans in there. And for his point in his career, he was so great in that match, so violent, so aggressive. He was wonderful in there. And then he followed up with, I think the best performance of his AEW career so far against Moxley. So it was a huge time for him. He main evented a Dynamite that was in front of 15,000 people. I think Garcia needs to be on this list, right?
I agree. Yeah. The only thing with that is that we can't put Moxley there then. And I feel like Moxley was a big part of the Anarchy in the Arena match. But
I thought about that, and I think it's a case of, it meant more for Garcia.
Yeah, I agree.
If that makes sense, right? It meant more for him, and that's the key here. I think that's why he's the one I'd pick. Okay, who would you have next, Jaychele, for our wrestler of the last 2 weeks?
I want to go somebody from the women's division, but like nobody feels right. I guess the closest I would say is like Jade, but like she didn't have a stellar match. The promo was decent, but
what about
she got a big thing in Stoke?
Kind of a weird one that I hadn't thought before. But what about Chris Statlander?
She was the only other one in my mind too.
I don't know if she makes a top 5, but like it was a big. I mean, the reaction she got on Friday a week ago on Rampage, and then what about the reaction she got on the pay-per-view when she went face to face with Jade? That was big time stuff.
She got a big reaction at Dynamite too when she came out.
Yes, I actually, in terms of women's division, I had Rosa because I think it was big for her reign. That match was as good as it was. That's the best title match they've had on pay-per-view in a long time for the women's title. I think 2 years. Yeah, I think Sheeta and Nyla was the last one that was that good. The street fight they had in dailies. So I think Rosa, I just don't know. Is there an argument for all caps Julia? I'm just saying.
Put her in a match and then we'll talk.
I agree, but in all seriousness, it is a big spot for her, though, right?
Yes, but I want her to have a spooky match.
Hang on, let's not get too spooky. I've been down this road before.
Spooky match.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, I have
lore.
This is a big pick one. This is a big one for me. I think this one needs to be up there. Kyle O'Reilly. Okay, now hold up. Let me talk this through. Last Wednesday was him, and this is interesting. Hang on, let me stop. This is interesting. MJF taking credit for the success of the whole promotion was implicitly heel stuff. I don't know if he played it in a way where that was. I mean, he went at the crowd at one point, but I don't know if he said stuff that was false enough for them to disagree. I mean, he even said, I thought it was puzzling that he said he was the second highest quarter draw. It's like, just say first, man. You're heel. Like
Yeah.
it's just I don't know. It's I'm not saying you're wrong. I think there's definitely a human element though that if you watch the TV show, you're gonna like actively enjoy his part on it. And the crowd I've all kind of represented that. I don't know. Did you pump your fist? Did you cheer? Did you say get that money, MJF?
No, I don't do any of those things when I'm watching wrestling unless it's a Bianca Belair match or a Sasha
Did
Banks
you
match.
leap in the air and say "Woohoo, MJF"?
No,
Could you imagine if you did that? How
he's
fucking
a
funny
white
that would
man.
be.
I don't really get that excited for white men. Besides my boyfriend. Love you, Dylan. Sorry.
This is the worst part of the promo. It's the worst part of the promo by far.
I agree.
Him talking about like I don't drop guys
Dropping
on their
people on their
head.
heads. Yeah.
That was the one part. That and this is not Maxwell Jeffrey. This is Max Friedman or whatever his phrasing was. That was right. The rest of it was great. Punk took credit for the promotion a week ago. Biggest babyface in the promotion. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. I think there's a lot of truth to it, but I don't. The way he delivered it was too fiery to like. I don't know, man. I think it was hard to react to that without like a sort of. It was hard to react to that without like sort of a respecting grin, you know. Anyway, enough about MJF. I'm so tired of talking about MJF, Jaychele. I really struggle with this, you know.
Do you guys want to see my other dog? We're gonna have another
Sure.
doggy intermission.
But
Come
there's
here, Bomb
another
Bomb.
dog.
I have 4 dogs in my house. Come here, Bomb.
Why does Sasha steal the podcast spotlight?
Oh, say hi. His name's Obama.
That rules.
He's
Obama
old
doesn't
boy.
look very interested.
He
I
doesn't
have to
get
say,
picked up very
I do
often.
find it to be kind of. I do find it to be kind of insulting how little interest your dogs have when it's as soon as they see me, it's like, oh fuck.
I did, Mom. My mom just told me to tell them his name.
I'm gonna go back.
Good job.
What are the other dogs? This is a good question. The other 2 dogs. What's the names?
Rain and Roxy.
Oh wow, quite a range there across the names.
Oh, it's the different ages of me naming the dogs. Is really what it is. Rain, I was like
that
maybe
rules.
10, and then Roxy, I was probably like 7 or so.
Okay, that's tremendous. I'm gonna go back to Kyle O'Reilly now because I remember that's what I was talking about.
I think he wants to stay here.
That's fine with me. Last week he had the match with Samoa Joe.
Look at the chat, Joe.
Huh? What? NXT love.
Yes.
Yeah, the demo. Last week O'Reilly had a match with Samoa Joe. Sunday he had the match with Darby Allin, and then this week he was in the big 8-man or the big 10-man tag. I think O'Reilly has to be featured here, Jaychele. I do. I know this is controversial. I don't know where you stand on this. What do you think, Kyle O'Reilly?
I would say Cole over Kyle O'Reilly.
But he had 3 matches.
That's fine. We'll go O'Reilly.
And he had good matches. As opposed to the other guy that you just mentioned.
Well,
anyway.
The other guy is hurt now, so.
Owned. Who would you prefer in from the triple threat, the pair of triple threats? Swerve or
Rick
Ricky?
Starks.
Wow, I feel like you go back and forth a lot on that.
I do.
Yeah, I feel like you've actively done the opposite when I've asked. That's very interesting. Very.
It depends on the day, really. It depends on
Fair.
the mood that I'm in.
Have you considered this? Should name the next dog Kyle O'Reilly. Did you see his video to AEW's like Japanese Twitter account thing? It's quite funny. I mean, not really, but did you see Anna Jay's one?
I didn't see any of them, Joe.
Okay, Jaychele, please feel dead air. I have a 2-second clip I would like to play on the air.
Oh God, this is gonna be amazing.
Please.
I'm kind of nervous.
Okay, just
yeah. Next dog is Bianca was the other name that we were considering for Sasha anyway. So next one would probably be Jade though.
Yeah. How great is it to have Stoke with Jade?
I still think he should be with Athena, but I like it. I think that Jade can talk enough. That's why I feel like it.
Yeah, it's just such a money act. I don't know. I love Athena, but she's not like, you know what I mean.
I know, but like if you want her to be like a stronger personality, you would have to give her a manager, unless you're fine with just having her as an in-ring person.
Clearly, I'm not in a position to talk about certain elements of Athena's promo. But I do think she was more confident in that promo than she has been any time on WWE TV.
I think it was certainly cringe, though.
I said on the review show, I said, I wish she did a good job. There was a couple lines, and they stood out to me, and I understand it's a broader topic about her
Remember when I
usage.
texted the group chat and I was like 100 with multiple question marks?
I think she's a nerd, you know? She's just like, if you watch her Twitch, she very much marches a bit of her own drum, which that's fine. Here we go, ready? This is very short, Jaychele. Get ready for this.
Konnichiwa.
Play it again.
Konnichiwa.
Oh my god. God bless.
Konnichiwa.
She's so...
Oh my god.
She's just... Oh, man.
I hope I meet her one day. Oh my god.
M Trip cheered 4 bits. We appreciate you, pal. D'Lo Diggs followed. Thank you. There's just something so endearing about her awkwardness, you know.
She's gonna be a star, dude.
Yeah, she's just...
Konnichiwa.
Okay.
She gives me the Utes vibes. Like, we gotta give her a nickname.
Yeah, absolutely.
I almost ended the broadcast again trying to go back to the
That would have been very bad. Oh, do we agree CM Punk is the last guy on here? Is that fine? And we'll rank them after, but Punk needs to be on here.
Yes.
I know he looked bad on Wednesday, but he won the world title on Sunday, you know. You get what you get.
Old man.
He's old. He's got grey hair and shit. Listen, one day, Jaychele, you're going to be watching... what are you going to be watching? Amazon Prime Wrestling, APW, and Daniel Garcia is going to be 45. And he's going to be like slipping on the ropes and stuff, and you're going to go, yeah, but he's old, you know? Nothing wrong with it.
I don't think he was a good example.
Okay, you're going to be watching...
Lee Moriarty.
Yeah, and Lee's going to be like doing his chain wrestling really slow, and you'll be like, he's adjusting. Who do you think should be the actual wrestler of the week? We've got Garcia, Kyle, MJF, Ricky, and Punk.
Garcia.
Garcia at 1.
Then MJF.
MJF.
I'm giving you your bone.
Who next? Punk, O'Reilly, or Starks? Wow, deep in thought.
Punk, I guess.
I love that you've like worked yourself into a shoot with the Punk thing. Like your initial take is he's not for me, and now you've gone so far. You're like, oh, fuck, he's in the top 5. Right, O'Reilly at 4, Ricky at 5.
I guess.
All right. Okay, so our final rankings here. For the matches, we have Deeb and Rosa, Anarchy in the Arena, Moxley Garcia, House of Black, Death Triangle, Jungle Boy, Ricky, and Swerve. And then Wrestlers of the Week, we have Garcia, MJF, Punk, O'Reilly, Starks. Okay. We contend.
Number 6 is Rosa.
Factual.
Konnichiwa.
Number 7 is Anna Jay.
I need to go watch all of those videos now.
The rest of it is like, it's like 10 seconds long, and it is funny. But that is
Konnichiwa.
Our pal JJ Williams sent it. It popped me very much. I don't know if I actually should have said that. I may have been incriminating. JJ didn't send me anything. He would never ever send me a funny clip of Twitter wrestling. Don't worry about it. Ignore what I said about JJ. He's a star. He's the star of the show, in my view, Jaychele. Remember she was the star of the show?
Oh, we're going to have to do this. This is what we're going to have to do. I have no idea how that Forbidden Door... Oh, shoot. I did not mean to pull up the other one. I do not know how that show is going to go for me. We shall see.
Yeah, you may just like announce a holiday on the Monday morning. We'll just play it off. We're like, yeah, Jaychele's off this next couple of days.
I'm going to stay silent for most of that build, and I'm...
You should just tweet, this emoji. You should just tweet that every like couple of hours, just to really make it more.
The mouth sit one.
That's better, yeah.
And also, I will not be talking about the pay-per-view unless Kevin Knight is on it. So I suggest that they put Kevin Knight on the show.
He might be on it. They may do the factory stuff.
I know. That's why I'm saying it. Yeah.
All right. This is true. Brian Danielson did reply to JJ.
What are they gonna? Are there gonna be any women's matches on that show? Can they just put them against?
I actually don't think they are.
Because I won't make any
Yeah.
judgment until we get there, but I really don't.
The emoji.
We'll see if I'm going to watch that.
Just tweet the emoji.
I'm tweeting it now.
Yeah. All right. This is the end. Jaychele, any final thoughts, comments, and such? Watch Wrestling with Whiteness, everyone. Follow Jaychele at Jaychele Nicole, support her Patron, all that good stuff. Yes, very good. The Late Night Grin is on tonight after Rampage. Rampage is back in its old time slot, which is a disgrace. It is going to be starting at 4 a.m. here, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. It is a pretty strong lineup. Please enjoy it. And on that
Wait,
note,
why is it? Is it normally at 11?
and it ends at 11 and the Grin's on at 11.
I thought you meant Rampage. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Sorry.
That's fine. You froze them when you leant forward, and it was one of the most terrifying things. Like you was going to punch me in the face. It was very. You froze like this close to the screen.
This is my least favorite thing ever. Sorry.
So anyway, with that in mind,
Konnichiwa.
have a wonderful evening. We'll see you for the Grin, latenightgrin.com. We're going to have a hell of a time. But in the meantime, enjoy this outro.